What's up everyone, it's Julius here with MFA, and today I'm going to take you through a 20-minute dumbbell strength and conditioning workout, all right? So we're gonna do 8 different exercises, 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest, and we're gonna do them for 2 sets, and after those sets, I'll take you through a full body sort of conditioning circuit, all right? So to get started with this workout, we're gonna start with a quick warm-up just to get the body prepped to move, all right? So we're gonna start with some hamstring squats. As best you can, try to grab your toes here at the bottom. We're gonna sink into a squat, keep those hands attached, extend, and then raise up. Again, here from the side, if that's too difficult, grab those ankles, sink into a squat, extend, and up. All right, so we're just trying to work the hamstrings here, get them nice and loose especially before we get into some good upper body. Extend and up. Okay, one more. Grab the ankles or toes, sit into the squat, extend, and stand. All right, next up, we're gonna go into a quick hip flexor stretch. So we'll extend one foot in front, try to keep that back leg straight. We're gonna shift, and you should feel a nice little stretch in that hip flexor, and if you want even more, we can reach as we go through. So we'll alternate sides here. Again, back leg straight, okay? Try to extend and reach. And then if you want to make it more dynamic, okay, you can come right here. All right, extend and reach. Really try to extend those hip flexors. Get in a nice little stretch in the hips. All right, a few more, and we'll switch through. All right, next up, big open arm swings. Grab that right elbow, big pull to the side, then back to the bottom. Again, big open pull and to the left. Try to get a good stretch in those triceps and through the lats, and also to open up the shoulders too as well here. Big pull and down. Last one to our left side, big pull and then down. Good. Next up, we're gonna split the feet wide here. We're gonna hinge. You should feel a nice stretch in that inner thigh and really try to reach into it. Nice little pulse, then back to the top. Pulse, back to the top. Really try to lengthen the inner thighs here. It'll really help you get some freedom in your hips, especially as we do some squats and lunges here. A few more reps each side, just like that. And the last one here. Good. All right, last exercise for this warm-up. Just kind of get the heart rate up, get some tempo. I'm going A skip, left, right, and then 2 jumping jacks. 2 skips and 2 jacks. All right, we'll go for 30 seconds here just to get the heart rate up, get the body prepped to move. If this is too much impact, you can keep everything on the ground. Go left to right. Up, up, left to right. All right, 10 more seconds here. And 3, 2, 1, and relax. All right, so to get started with this workout, you're gonna need both dumbbells, but most of this workout will be alternating from side to side, all right? So to get started, we're going to do an alternating single leg deadlift. We're gonna start off by testing the balance a bit. We're gonna hinge on that top leg. Try to keep that back leg as straight as possible. You don't wanna open in the hips. Try to have that toe pointed toward the ground. And then we're gonna alternate sides here, all right? If that's too difficult, you can tap that toe to the ground to kind of give you some leverage and some stability as you go into it, all right? We want 40 seconds of work. We're gonna alternate sides here. 3, 2, 1. Nice hinge. Drive up and through. Hinge, up and through. Again, if you're losing your balance here, try to get a big reach, tap the toe back, and then drive up. Big reach, tap the toe back, and drive. You can do a few of those to start, and as you sort of find your balance, it should feel a lot better, and you may be able to do your regular single leg RDL. All right, 3 more seconds, 2, 1, and relax. All right, next up, we're gonna do an alternating front lunge, all right? Same concept here, big step forward, drive through, and then we're gonna alternate sides. Okay, 40 seconds of work in 3, 2, 1. Big step forward, chest tall, big drive out. Try to be nice and controlled as you approach the floor, and go as low as you can. I know everyone's mobility is a bit different. Okay, if this is all you got right here, try to be explosive off that front leg as much as you can. As best you can, try to float that back knee above the ground and then power through it. Good, 20 more seconds. Big drive through. Good. Last 10. Chest tall, keep the core engaged. 5, 3, 2, 1, and relax. All right, next up, we're gonna split this up into 20-20. We're gonna do a staggered deadlift. So just so you have a quick little idea of the steps, we're gonna open one foot out and then turn that foot back. That's pretty much the stance for a staggered deadlift, all right? So we're gonna hinge back just like we would a regular deadlift and then drive up here. We'll go 20 seconds on the left, 20 seconds on the right. 3, 2, 1. Big hinge, press those hips back, squeeze, drive up and through. As you hinge back, that back heel should be down, and then we're gonna squeeze and finish over the top foot. All right, we got about 5 more seconds here. Let's get some reps. 3, 2, and 1. Switch sides, same thing, open and back, and that's your stance. Hinge, drive through. Be sure to try to keep that back nice and flat. You don't want to arch. I'm losing scap engagement. Really pull those shoulder blades back, drive the hips through so that everything is nice and aligned. All right, 5 more seconds here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good work. All right, last thing we got, we're gonna go laterally now. We're gonna step, big hinge in the hips, drive, and then go to the opposite side. So we'll alternate sides here. We'll straddle this front foot with both dumbbells. All right, 3, 2, 1. Big step to the right. Try to hinge those hips back. Big explosive step to neutral. Boom. So we're going nice and eccentric on the way down. But again, I want you to be nice and powerful and explosive as you come up to the top. All right, we're about halfway through. Once you sort of get the movement down, you can kind of pick up the pace a little bit. And as we go through this a second time, feel free to add weight as well. All right, 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, and relax. Good work. So now we got through that first set of exercises. We're gonna do that all over again. Now that you got the movement down, try to increase your reps, or you can increase the weight as you go as well, all right? So we're gonna do those 4 exercises again, and then we're gonna finish up with a high intensity interval, all right? So to start, we're gonna go back to those single leg deadlifts. Again, if you started with those toe taps, now let's try to float that leg up and really challenge yourself here. Even if it's a little bit of a hinge right there, that's totally fine. All right, 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left foot down, hinge, drive up and through. This is pretty easy for you. Feel free to add a nice little tuck at the top as well. Okay, to really challenge that stability, really fire up the glutes, and make it a little bit more difficult, all right? Do whatever works for you. As you get better at this workout, you can kind of explore more difficult options. All right, 10 more seconds. Let's get a few more reps. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. All right, we're gonna go into those alternating front lunges again. Again, big step. Keep that front knee at 90 degrees. Big power through on the way back. All right, 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2. Chest tall, core engaged. Big step. And be nice and explosive off that front leg. Boom. Just like that. Okay, big inhale on the way down. Big explosive exhale on the way up. Good, 15 more seconds. Power through it. Let's get some reps here. If you added weight, great. Really challenge yourself. It's the last set that we're doing these. All right, 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, again, I'm gonna go back to those staggered deadlifts. Start with those feet together, turn out and back. That's your stance, all right? Right leg forward, 20 seconds of work. 3, 2, and 1. Hinge back. Finish over that front leg and squeeze. Now that you sort of have this movement down, now you can get some speed through. 2 count down, 1 count up. Good, 10 more seconds of work. And we'll switch to that left side. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Big switch. Again, 1 foot out, 1 foot back. Hinge through. Nice work. Good. You should feel some good tension as you hinge back in that front hamstring and the glute. Good, last 5 seconds here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good work. All right, last exercise of this group. Again, we're going back to those side lunges. Okay, split that leg with both dumbbells, and then we'll return to the middle, all right? 3 seconds, 2, 1, we'll start to the right. Big step and hinge, drive up and through, drive up and through. Good. Every time, try to increase your range of motion. You feel like you can go a little bit lower. Great. Good work, 20 more seconds. Finish strong here. Be powerful off that outside leg. Good, last 10. Let's get in about 3 or 4 more reps. In 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good work on that first set. Take a bit. Now I'm gonna take you through a quick little cardio hit interval. So what we're gonna do is a 4-piece movement. We're gonna go row, clean, squat, and press, all right? We're gonna do this for some good speed for 30 seconds. We'll take a break, and then we'll move on to the next set of exercises, all right? We'll start in 5 seconds. Again, row, clean, squat, and punch, all right? And let's get it. Big row, 30 seconds of work. Try to get in some reps. Row, clean, squat, and punch. Good. About halfway here. Try to get in some reps. Again, we're gonna repeat this again. So I want you to challenge yourself to really get the motion down and keep it moving, all right? 3, 2, 1, and relax. I even messed up there. Good work, take a bit. We'll take about 30 seconds, and then we'll get into the second group of exercises. Nice work. So if you felt like throughout those exercises they were too difficult, be sure to slow them down, really get the motion down, really try to focus on keeping the core engaged, keeping everything engaged, and you'll be good to go. So now we're gonna get into the second group of exercises. This is more upper body focus, and we're gonna start off with alternating neutral presses. Big punch up top, slowly control it down, and we're gonna alternate sides here, all right? 40 seconds of work, 3, 2, 1. Big press up top, lock out the elbow, and big key here, really try to squeeze your glutes. That's going to lock the lower back in place. It's gonna prevent you from arching in order to gain range of motion, all right? Squeeze the glutes, squeeze the core, you should be good to go. Good, 20 more seconds of work. Really snap that elbow at the top. Nice control on the way down. In 5, 3, 2, 1, and action. All right, next up, we're gonna go into some curls. Okay, we're gonna rotate it at the top and slowly control it on the way down. Nice alternating here. Again, try to keep that elbow nice and tight to the body, all right? 3, 2, 1, and action. Big turn, nice control on the way down, all right? Big speed on the way up, nice and controlled on the way down. Just like that. Try to really maintain nice grip. This also works the forearms as well. Really try to have a nice grip on that dumbbell to get the forearms engaged too. Good, 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, and relax. Good work. All right, next up, we're gonna go down to the mat, seated flat on our backs, and we're gonna do a nice little chest press here, all right? So we'll have our heels on the ground. If you wanna add some core to it, you can lift those feet up, or you can even extend them out as well, all right? Just like everything else, we're gonna alternate wide press here, just like that, all right? 3, 2, 1, keep that back nice and flat. Big press over the top. 2 count down, 1 count up. Feel free to rest your head on the ground if you need to, if it's more comfortable. More importantly, try to keep that lower back attached to the ground. All right, we got about 15 more seconds. Try to get some reps in. Just like that. 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, and good. All right, last but not least in this group, we're gonna do a tabletop alternating row. So we'll be in a tabletop position. Try to keep that back nice and flat, core engaged, okay? We're just gonna do a nice little pull from the bottom here, all right? 3, 2, and 1, big pull, and down. Pull, and down, just like that. You don't wanna open up here. Try to keep that body nice and neutral as you're pulling. Pull, pull, good. This is a core exercise as well. As you lift that weight, those obliques, those abs start to kick in to keep your torso nice and balanced. So really kick in those abs and it'll make this exercise more efficient, all right? 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Good work. All right, so we're gonna start it back at the top with those shoulder presses. Again, try to pick up the pace. If you wanna add a little weight to it, you can. And really try to challenge yourself. This is the last set that we're doing for this circuit, all right? Big neutral shoulder presses up top. Again, squeeze those glutes, keep that core engaged. Big punch. 3, 2, and 1. Big press over the top. Squeeze the glutes. And again, try to snap the elbow as much as you can. Nice work, really burn up the shoulders. Pick up the tempo if you got lighter weights, if you feel like it's too easy, really pick up that tempo here. Good, we got 15 more seconds. Let's get some reps in. Good. And last 5, 3, 2, and good. All right, we'll give the shoulders a break. We're gonna go back to those curls, nice and simple. Nice little rotation at the top. Keep those elbows in nice and tight, all right? 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Big open pull and slowly let it back down. Big thing with curls, you don't wanna swing. A lot of times you get that momentum from swinging. This is why we wanna control the weight down, because as you kind of eccentrically let the weight down, the muscles are still working and it'll allow you to have nice control over the weight. All right, good, 20 more seconds. Stay nice and tight. If you got lighter weights, again, let's pick up that pace a little bit. Good, last 10. And 5, 3, 2, 1, and nice, good. For the last time, we're gonna go back to that chest press. Again, if you wanna add a little core to the mix, feel free to lift those legs. Okay, at 90 degrees, create a shelf between the knee and the ankle. We're gonna alternate in 3, 2, and 1. Press up, okay? 2 count down, big explosive 1 count up. Really try to squeeze that chest at the top. And the big key to alternating presses, try to keep that opposite elbow locked as you go down on the other side. Sometimes when the weight's heavy, this other side likes to bend. Try to keep everything nice and locked through and stable. Good, 10 more seconds. Keep that core engaged, especially if you have those legs elevated. 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Nice work. Last exercise of this group. Again, let's flip to that tabletop position. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We're gonna go back to those rows. Again, keep that core engaged. Big pull, slowly return it back to the bottom, all right? In 3, 2, 1, and big pull. Again, try to keep your core engaged. I know we're working upper body here, but your core is actively working the entire time. So try to keep this engaged, and that's with any exercise that you do. Good. Once you fill it out, let's get a few more reps in. You can pick up the intensity if you need to. Last 20 seconds. Good. All right, last 10 here. Big pull, try to pull that elbow without opening. 3, 2, and relax. Nice work. All right, we're gonna finish up with that last little cardio interval. Again, we're gonna go rows to a clean, to a squat, to a press. Row, clean, squat, and to a press. All right, we got 30 seconds of work. Quick work, try to go as hard as you can. Be smart about it, try not to be sloppy, and you'll be good to go. 30 seconds in 3, 2, and 1. Big row, clean, squat, punch, back to the bottom. Row, clean, squat, and punch. Good, let's try to get those reps in. Get more reps than you did that last set. Increase that pace. Good, we got 10 seconds. Big punch. Row, clean, squat, and that'll do it. Nice work, everyone. Good job pushing yourself throughout this workout. Before we get out of here, let's finish with a quick cool down, just to kind of ease on out and get the heart rate down, all right? So first up, we're gonna do some nice snow angels here. Really try to open up the hands, tap those thumbs at the top, and then rotate them back down. Really focus on your breathing here. Big inhale as the arms come up. Big exhale as the arms come down. Really focus on the breathing, bring a lot of attention to the breath, and that'll help you slow that heart rate down if that last little interval was too crazy. All right, next up, we're gonna keep this leg straight. We're gonna do a nice little iso pull, static hold for 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly let that back down. Same thing on the other side. Nice static pull. 3, 2, 1. Boom. If you want to get into the calf, really try to tuck that toe to your shin. You should feel a nice little calf stretch along with that hamstring. Slowly let it to the ground. Pull. Okay, one more each side. Big pull. Back down. Last one. Big pull, straight leg. And back down. Last but not least, we're gonna finish with a child's pose to a cobra stretch. So really sink into it, really press your hips back. Try to reach those arms as far as you can. Rotate underneath, pretend you're going underneath a wire. Keep those hips flat on the ground, squeeze the glutes, chin to the sky, and really try to stretch out that core as well. All right, we'll do this 2 more times. Again, sink back. Try to sink your body in between your hips, underneath the wire. Chin to the sky, squeeze the glutes. And you can kind of shift from left to right to kind of open up that core. Last one here. Sink through, underneath the wire, chin up, and we're good to go. All right, so that completes this 20-minute full body workout. Hopefully you got a lot out of it. If you found that some of these movements were too difficult, use those modifications when you can, or you can lower the weight or even go to body weight for some of these exercises as well. So hope you enjoyed us here, and I hope to see you at the next one.